Okay, hi everyone. So as promised, I am going to do you a video of how to make, hi Noah, how to make these little jumpers that we did in the Christmas workshop. There's Noah, hi, he's going to help me. No, I don't need you on my lap. Okay, so it's not going to be a very professional video, but here we go. So you've done your front, there's the neckline. You'll have a little tail coming off of the neck here, and you'll have a tail coming off of the bottom. So here, let me just raise it up a bit more. So here I'm just about to come on to casting off for the first shoulder. So you cast off 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if you're unsure, you start with 14 stitches. The neckline is going to be 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you should have 4 left. So that's how you know that you've cast off enough. Let me see if I can just raise this a little bit. That's a bit better. You raise me up. Okay, so now we're gonna knit 5. Whoops a daisy. Because you've got 6 for the neckline here. So I'm gonna knit another 5 and then knit all the way to the end on this one. Now where you cast off the other shoulder, hello Noah, giving me nibbles. So for the other shoulder, you're going to cast off purlwise 4, oh, get out of the way. There we go. So you're going to cast off 4 purlwise. You can either take it from the front here and go over. I prefer to take it from the back, because then you're not getting caught up with your yarn in front. Cast off 4, and then in the middle you'll have 6 left to do your rib stitch. One more, making sure you can see that. Okay, there you go. So now we've got 6 left. 6 in the middle, and you're going to do 6 rows of rib. So I won't record that because that'll be very boring. I'll do another video. Okay, so here we go. So here we are. I've done the ribbing. I'm just going to show you a quick trick. So normally on the last stitch you're going to get this big baggy one. Now what I do, you're going to cut off a length. Remember, you're using that to sew down here. And just to get that baggy one off, I just stretch these stitches down the side and just stretch it out. And then when I cast off, rather than putting it through the loop and pulling up, I pull the loop down, and then I just pull it down that way. You don't tend to have that big baggy end one here. Okay, so we're going to seam these together. You're going to have the right sides, so the V sides, facing together. Okay, got one there, one there. And so you're just going to sew down the side of the neck and across the shoulder, and the same on that side. Okay, so nothing fancy, just hold those together like that and just over sew it. So just grab a bit of yarn here and a bit of yarn here and just keep going like that. Okay, until you get to the shoulder. And then do the same on the other side. So when you get to the last stitch, before you get to the body, just over sew it a couple of times and then threadle in by just going up, down, up, down, up, down. There you go, and you've threaded with that one in. I tend to go back up again, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, so you're going to do that on both sides. Be careful that you don't snip through the stitches. I'll be back when I've done the other side. Okay, back. So I've sewn my two pieces together. I'm going to flatten them out and turn your neck inside out. So there you go, you've got this kind of thing going on. So this is where we pick up the stitches for the arms. It's super easy. So you've got your seam here, and you've got the row of stitches down the side. So it's the stitch in. Don't know if you can see that or not. And you just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Put your needle into the other side. So you should have 2 threads on that needle. And then you're going to take your ball of yarn and you're just going to hook it. Hook. And then you're going to pull it back through. Then you're going to go to the next stitch along. Go round, and then you're just going to pull it through, along, knit round, pull it through, and then the last one right up close to the seam. So that's 4. Now, Lenoa, you're going to skip over the seam, take your needle, which is now flat like this. I'm going to go into the stitch nearest to the seam, pick up there. So you're making a stitch out of the fabric here just by pretending that these stitches are stitches on a needle. So you go through the middle, knit, pull it through, pull it through. So you've got 4 on each side. That is all it is really. So you've got your needle like that, you're going to turn it all around. You're now on a purl side, because these bumps, and you are going to just purl as you normally would. Excuse that squeaking, it's this. Purl. And then you're just going to do stocking stitch. So you've already done 1 row of knit where you picked up the stitches. You've done 1 row of purl. So now you're going to do 6 more. Knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, until you get to the end. And then I will show you what you do next. Okay, we're back. So what you should end up with is like this cross shape with a funnel in the middle. That's the neck. and you'll have different strands coming off. So that's your cast off for your arm, that's your cast on for your back and your front, that's your cast off for your arm, and on this side you'll have two tails coming out of the arms here from where you joined the stitches. So I've got a needle in my mouth, so I'm just gonna sew in the ends that we're not going to use. So this one from your sleeve, you can sew it in afterwards if you're unsure. There we go. Pull that tight. Yeah. Okay, so there you go, nearly finished. So you're going to put it in half like that. You can start seeing it's looking like a jumper now. Don't try and do it inside out, thinking that you can turn it round the other way. You won't be able to get the arms inside out, they're too thin, so you will have to sew it up this way. Okay, nothing special, it's all the same colour, so it's not going to show, and they're just going to be hanging on the tree, so it's not like it's going to be being worn. So it's really not that important. Just over sew it like that, go under the arm, down the side. Just make sure that the sides are matching up, they're the same length. Right down to the corner, and then what I do, because you've got a tail coming off from where you cast on, I over sew the last stitch a couple of times, and then I come out at the same place as the cast on, which means that you can sew those two ends in together. It just saves a little bit of time, that's all. It's not the end of the world if you don't do it. Oh, there we go. And then you just sew up, down, just grab a few stitches up and down, pull it through, pull it taut, snip it off. Okay, nearly finished. Now you just do the same on the other side. Yeah, just make sure that you've got a long enough tail to go all the way down. When you cast off your rib cuff for the sleeves, just make sure you've got enough yarn to do this. Even if you don't and you forget, you can just add another bit of yarn to do the sewing up, it's not a problem. Noah wants to go for a walk, he just let out a big sigh. It's freezing outside. I just went out to take some photos of a new hat design that I'm doing, and I only lasted about 3 minutes before I started going numb. There we go, right to the last corner. I was cutting it a bit fine with that thread, wasn't I? Never mind. And then we come out here, and you're going to sew those bits inside, just like I did before. Let's pretend I've done that, because makes for a boring video to do it again. And there you go. You get your little roll neck, turn it inside out. Ta-da! Anyway, any questions? Let me know.